it's second year in a row you guys didn't quit in the end. You guys fought back. I know there's a culture changing here with you and some of the other younger players. Just talk about, even though the losses are still here, but how the culture you think you can add to becoming more of a win culture that you had in college.
Yeah, just being a solid presence post-wise, make sure I'm communicating, and just talk to my teammates, get people open shots. If I get doubled, if I see a better pass than my shot, then yeah, doing that.
I'm guessing it's nice not to have 4 people crowd around you in the paint now that you saw 4 years in college.
Yeah, it's nice.
Anybody on Zoom, anything for Aliyah?
Yeah, Aliyah, when Stewie's got it going like that, I mean, what do you guys need to do differently? If you even can do something differently to slow her down when it feels like she can make anything on the court at any time.
Yeah, I mean, we have some different schemes, just trying to pressure her, but I mean, Stewie's a great player. She had some tough shots tonight, hit a lot of threes, but I mean, we tried to do some things. It didn't work out as well, and she still hit some tough shots.
Going against a team like that with that much star power, what do you feel like you learned about where you can impact the game against a team or players like that?
Yeah, I mean, just being a dominant presence. I feel like that's the root of everything. Making sure that I get my teammates open, I set good screens, I rebound, I'm able to score the ball and be efficient and just help them any way that they need.
Anybody else, anything for Aliyah?
Yeah, you've got a week to regroup now. Do you think that'll be helpful or kind of detrimental this early in the season?
I don't think anything is detrimental, regardless of when it happens. I think we're going to look at what we have to do, watch this game over, plan for our next opponent, and go from there.
What's up, Kelsey?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
A bit better.
I know last year is last year. Can you feel a shift in the culture changing? The wins haven't come yet, but can you feel a different sort of vibe and energy so far this season?
For sure. I think culture has been big for our program, our organization. I think from an internal standpoint, we've changed so much in such a positive way that I mean, down the stretch of the season where it's going to matter and when it count, not that it don't now, but once we get, a couple games in our belt as a group based on that culture that have shifted, I think you guys are going to see it, and I think it's going to be put in the right direction.
Are there tangible things you can see? I mean, from like obviously new coach, a lot of new players, but there's something you can see that you say, hey, we're doing this year so far as opposed to what we did last year.
I would say that our competitive spirit now is a little bit better. We could have easily folded after Stewie hit her like 4th, 5th one in the first quarter, and we didn't. And that's a step in the right direction for us because, all of us have seen what it looked like Indiana last year when a person like Stewie hits that many shots in the first quarter. So it just goes to show our will to win is coming. And I think that we got a chance to keep fighting as long as we keep that competitive atmosphere.
Anybody on Zoom, anything for Kelsey?
Yeah, Kelsey, when you're getting this much attention, even off the ball, how do you kind of have to shift what you need to do to either get yourself going or kind of keep the team flowing on offense?
I recognize that I'm going to take a couple shots that may be ill-advised just to get myself in a rhythm based on how a lot of teams are going to play me. I think I'm prepared for that moment to find the right positions and then be able to, play inside out. We got a person like AB and even Alyssa and Queen and McKinnon that we can throw into, and then hopefully, if my opportunity comes, once it spray out, be ready to play. So as long as that we can play inside out and then stay aggressive and be aggressive, I think I got a chance to consistently put myself where I want to.
Stewie's, of course, one of the greats. I mean, is there even at some points in this game anything you can even do to slow her down? Is it just deny her the ball completely? What do you feel like you could have done differently, if anything?
Any good basketball player, great basketball player, even like Stewie, once you see one go in, you see that second go in, everything else is like, it's a hula hoop at that point. And we gave her a chance to be in rhythm. And a person like that, you get that person an inch, they're going to take a mile. So, and it showed. And down the stretch, it wasn't nothing we can do because, like I said, it was a hula hoop at that point. So
from watching, it feels like both of these games you've played so far throughout the game, your defense kind of gets better quarter by quarter. Have you noticed that on the floor? And if so, what do you feel like needs to happen to get that going a little earlier in the game?
Man, it's a lot of stuff that happens that in the game of basketball that can't be taught. Can't teach nobody to have heart. You can't teach nobody to go hard. Can't teach nobody to take the challenge on Breanna Stewart. You can't teach nobody to take the challenge on Sabrina Ionescu. Like, you got to dig deep everything that you train and prepare for up until these moments. Like once you prepare for them, you hop in the fire, you gotta come out and spray yourself off. And that's the mindset that people on our team gotta have going forward in order for us to be in conversation of at least top 8.
Chloe, anything?
No, I'm all good. Thanks.
Good, Doug.
Kelsey, I know it's just this year, you lost 2 in a row, you've tied the record for losses in a row in WNBA history with Tulsa now. Is it, okay, that's last year, we lost that, now we're 0-2, that's what matters more than anything else?
0-2, and that's all that matters. I mean, I can't help what history says. It sucks to be a part of it, but it also feels good to know where we are transitioning, what we're changing. So I'm gonna do my best to lean on that.
Okay, Doug. You mentioned the hula hoop. You've been in those zones before. I've seen you in college and here do it. What's it like as a player when the basket feels like a hula hoop?
Man, I mean, for one, we allow a person like Breanna Stewart to be wide open in her first couple of shots. You can't give that person wide open shots to start a game in their home, knowing that they came off a loss. Can't happen. After that, everything else is just like, it's extras. Like those first 3 that she hit was daggers. And then after that, everything else, you just got to prepare for her to kind of like take over the games and take the challenge. And I think that's the challenge for us. We got to, like, it's here. Like, it's ain't, like I said, man, ain't nothing that we taught for that. Like, you got to take the challenge and be okay with the fact that she's having a good night, but I'm taking the challenge every possession.
I know you take positive from every game. In the fourth quarter, you guys didn't quit. You battled back against their starters to cut it down. Not that it was a chance to win it, but you guys could have easily, hey, we're down 30, we'll lose by 30. We got to play back. Is that something positive you can take going forward for this? We've talked about like culture building.
Yeah, no question. I'm so proud of the people that went in that second, third quarter and just battled. And the fourth quarter, they battled. Like they just defended their ass off. That's all I'm asking them to do. Now this is our 3rd straight start where we got off to a bad start in the first quarter, and there's got to be a change at this point. Like we can't keep digging ourselves into holes and expect to get out of them. That's a great team. Golly, Stewie she had 45? I mean, she just had an incredible night, but at the end of the day, like we've got to keep battling. We got to keep battling, and the players that were in there during those quarters, they did that.
You mentioned it. Kelsey said you left her open for first couple of shots, and once that happened, the hula hoop basket looked like probably for her.
Yeah.
When a player's a game like that, what can you do to change that?
Well, I mean, it happens, but you can't let that happen. We let her shoot like she was playing horse. They were just wide open shots, uncontested shots. We talked about it. We tried to make the adjustment and start switching just to take it away. But she was getting open because we were letting people drive downhill on us, and they were kicking and getting to a swing to shooters in the corners. We've got to keep people in front of us. It's been something we talked about against Connecticut, same tonight, today. She had an incredible game. She hit wide open shots. We got to do better to make that harder for her.
Anybody on Zoom? Tony, Chloe, Ashley?
Yeah, Christie, on those breakdowns you were just talking about on the perimeter, do you feel like it's a individual defense guard your yard kind of thing? Is it just a want kind of deal? Where do you feel like you saw more of the breakdowns today?
Yeah, I just did nothing but talk defense in the locker room. If you can't play defense, you can't play for the Fever. And I don't care if you put up 25, 35. At this point, like we've got to establish our the defensive end of the court. And that's what we're going to do. And there's going to be 5 people that are going to play in the game that can do that.
On the flip side of that, it felt like in both of these 2 games, your defense has gotten better quarter by quarter almost throughout the game. Have you felt that and seen that? And if so, what can you kind of do to get it going a little earlier?
Yeah, we got to put the right people out there to start the game. We got to get off to a good start, whatever that is. Me and my coaches, we're going to get together and we're going to figure that out. But you are right. It has got to change.
Anybody else? Anything on Zoom? Doug, good.
Coach, and I know you weren't there last year and lost 18 straight. You were there a couple of years ago as an assistant when there was another long losing streak. What's it going to take to sort of change this culture to get wins?
Doug, we poured all of our mess out on our first team meeting. We're not talking about last year. I'm 0-2 right now. We're 0-2 right now. We got to figure out how to find that win.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.